Right, so that was the National Assembly Speaker a little bit earlier on announcing that results, of course, which we now know 177 voted against, for the motion.
Indeed.
To try and get the President to step down, and then 198 voted against. But let's not forget 9 people abstained as well. So if the vote failed by 24, 9 would have been quite significant in getting closer, because one would imagine that those that abstained were not entirely happy with the President, otherwise they would have made a decision one way or the other.
Indeed, because you have to actually put a cross next to the abstain block. We're not talking about little slips of paper on which MPs made mistakes. That 24, just to clarify, is if the threshold is 201 for this motion to pass, which is 50% of all MPs plus 1, then they fell short by 24 votes, the yes votes, at 177. Well, our reporter Lukanya Kalata is outside Parliament, where we've seen a few fiery speeches from both sides thus far. Lukanya, what's happening right now?
Francis, thank you very much. Yes, indeed, political parties are giving their reactions, obviously, to what took place inside the National Assembly, where the ANC defeated the motion by 197 to, I think, 177 votes. I'm now joined by the Commander-in-Chief of the EFF to give us his take and his sense on how the day proceeded. Mr. Malema, thank you very much for joining us, and good evening, sir. Thank you. Just your initial response to what took place inside.
Well, we're very happy. 7 motions of no confidence presented before. Not a single vote received from the ANC. For the first time, in a secret ballot, 26 members of the ANC vote with us, proving the point that there were people who wanted to vote with us and they were scared. 9 of them abstaining. So in total, we got 35 from the ANC, because abstaining is a motion of no confidence against their own president. The opposition did not lose a single vote. So it's clear that the tide is turning towards the opposition. This is a big elephant. We said we are going to eat it piece by piece, and the results are showing now.
Right. What happens from here on out? This motion wasn't successful. Tomorrow is another day. What do you do tomorrow?
Well, we know that there is an impeachment case coming against the president. There is an appeal coming on his criminal charges, and once the appeal goes against him, it will necessitate another secret ballot here in Parliament. So we are going to be putting more pressure. The ANC people now are coming back to their senses, are realizing that it is possible. There are many others who wanted to vote with us, but they thought they were alone. When they come to see this 35, now they know that they were actually not alone, and they will come in their numbers. We're not going to be demoralized. We're actually going to double our efforts, because we can see the results.
Inside, the ministers and the ANC MPs that spoke on behalf of the movement, obviously, they mentioned that a vote against the president today would have been a vote against an ANC-led government, equating it to the coup d'etat. You guys objected to that very strongly. Why?
Well, it's a stupid argument. A motion of no confidence is prescribed in the Constitution. Then it means the Constitution is encouraging coup d'etat. It's only those who can think who are saying a motion of no confidence is a coup. It's not a coup. It is in the Constitution. It is allowed by the Constitution. Therefore, it means it is not a crime. And for as long as it's not a crime, it cannot be equated to a coup. We're exercising our democratic right. The Constitutional Court gave a go-ahead for this motion of no confidence to be conducted in secret ballot. How can a constitutional court encourage a coup? So it's a stupid argument from a disparate minister who has nothing to defend the president with. They all say other things, a work against democracy, a coup, and all. They don't tell us how good Zuma is. A minister of defense, instead of telling us about Zuma, she started reading a CV, telling us that she can be a presidential candidate effectively.
How much does it say about the fact that usually the ANC, a motion like this, they will try to make an amendment to it? They'd say, you know what, instead of a motion of no confidence, we'd like to amend to it being a motion of confidence in the president. That didn't happen today. How much should we read into that?
There are cracks. Anyone who wanted a scientific evidence on the cracks in the ANC, the opposition has given it to you. They said to you in the morning, this is going to be a demonstration of a united ANC come the results. It has proven them otherwise. There's no unity in the ANC. That's why they couldn't amend the motion for motion of confidence in the president, because they could not agree amongst themselves. The ANC is finished. They chose a criminal over the people, and very few individuals are now saying we are no longer going to align with wrong things. We are now going to vote with the people. We thank those men and women in the ANC who were brave enough. We thank Baleka Mbete for giving us a secret ballot, which was not a waste of time.
All right, Mr. Malema, thank you very much for your time. We really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. That was the Commander-in-Chief of the EFF, Mr. Julius Malema, basically saying that despite the loss inside the National Assembly, the opposition parties are quite encouraged by the fact that they were able to garner some number of support from the ANC MPs inside the National Assembly. For the time being, it's over to you in studio, Francis.